guys can see the game and unpause. Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Polaris Best of 9 series between the Viper and Mr. Yo. The score is currently 4-2 to the Viper after winning 2 games in a row here, and Mr. Yo yet to bring it back again. So we're kind of hoping, I think, I can only assume, you guys are kind of hoping that Mr. Yo wins this one, because otherwise that's gonna be it. However, if Viper takes it, then obviously the series is over, and he's won it 5-2. If Mr. Yo gets it, then we'll get to see another game, and I think that's what everyone really wants, right? Of course, that's what I want to see anyway. So up to the north of the map here, in the yellow, we've got the Viper playing as the Mongols, and down to the south of him, on the right side of the map as well, we've got Mr. Yo playing as the Mongols. I absolutely love the Mongols. I think they're a fantastically fun civilization, and the fact that we have El Dorado as the map here certainly gives some interestingness to the start. El Dorado, then, this is the map made by Gentle of Gentle of the land of Black Forest, I guess. A very unusual start. The TCs start on shallows, and not only do they have boar very close by, as well as sheep, but they also have great fish marlin. Yes, they have 2 marlin right underneath their town centre, which they can take with their villagers, of course, and very efficiently take. And you know what? It's really unfair right here. I believe... Nope, never mind. I was going to say it looks like Mr. Yo had 1 less marlin, but no, Viper has got 3, Mr. Yo has 3, and there's 350 food on each of these marlin here. So that's a lot of food right there. That's a really large amount of food, and that's a good thing. I like maps that start with a lot of food. It encourages it just encourages feudal aggression, I think. And as well as that, you've got to bear in mind, villagers gather incredibly fast from these fish. These are just, it's like the fastest gathering source for villagers to take from these deep fish. So that's kind of huge. Not to mention as well that they're playing as the Mongols, so they'll gather very fast from the boar as well. The first spot here already being taken by the Viper there, and difference in strategy showing already. Viper taking the fish only, Mr. Yo already taking the boar, and I'm interested to know what gathers faster, the deep fish or the boar, as the Mongols, that is, because the Mongols get that hunt bonus, remember. So I don't know what the answer to that is. I'd be interested to find out. If anyone knows in the chat, let me know. I'm gonna go ahead and say that the villagers gather faster from the boar as the Mongols than they do from the fish, but that's just a hunch. I think their bonus overshadows the fishing speed. Who knows? Also, though, we have got the fantastic all-visible center to this map, which is something very unusual, something we just don't see all that much, and in fact, this is just something so unique to this map, the fact that the center is always all visible, regardless whether you've even been there. And in this situation, Mr. Yo going very quickly into the center of the map and taking some stone. Obviously, the Viper can see that. He knows what's up without even sending his scout over there. And Viper now just doing a loom. I'm not sure why he's doing a loom at the moment, perhaps looking to send some villagers over himself. Mr. Yo without loom here, remember. And, I mean, Viper could go over there with his scout and start hacking away at those villagers if he likes. But I think this is a pretty good sign that Mr. Yo is intending to do a tower rush. Perhaps not towering the Viper, but instead towering the middle of the map to try and secure the gold and stone that lays there. Viper putting up a dock at the top, building a fishing ship, and that's going to actually slow down his feudal time. Rather strangely, you think, oh yeah, you get fishing ships out, you get a lot more resource income, you've got more population, but actually getting fishing ships out reduces or slows down your feudal time, because you have to have more villagers on the wood. Viper here with 5 on the wood, Mr. Yo with just 3. So Mr. Yo is going to be up to feudal already. Yep, he is 25% of the way there. And obviously Viper knows what's going on in the middle, but Mr. Yo going up on 17 population. That is kind of nuts, and going forwards with 5 villagers as well. That's the beauty of the Mongols, their incredibly fast speed up to the feudal age, even doing a loom before he went up as well. So really awesome. 17%, sorry, 17 population, 50% of the way up. Viper now up as well on 14%. But there's a big difference in population here. 21 for the Viper, 17 for Yo. But I think it's pretty obvious what Yo is planning on doing. Clearly sending those villagers forwards. Clearly taking a lot of stone in the middle. And Viper is going to see this coming. There's no question about it. He has to see this coming. And I wonder what he is going to do in response. Well, so far, just walling up. And certainly walling up on this map is not the best thing to do, to be honest with you, because it does favour a lot of high aggression. Another interesting thing is that once these fish and these boar have ran out, your natural food has run out, you actually can't build farms on these shallows either, so that kind of sucks. Viper now then losing his scout cavalry. We've got a tower going up for Mr. Yo, and if Mr. Yo is clever, yes, he is clever. Oh, a little bit late though. He was gonna tower that up to, well, not tower it up, wall it up to prevent those villagers from dying, and Mr. Yo having to retreat as Viper resorts back to his vital river tactics of sending all of his villagers forward and attacking with the villagers. We'll see how that goes, I guess, but I imagine we'll see some scouts coming out from Viper here very soon. He's not actually got a barracks yet, he's just putting that up now, but 600 food already is kind of insane, and he might be tempted to go up to the castle age here, but with no access to gold, he does have to go to the middle, and I think it's probably best for him to make scouts and try and scout rush the center of the map so that Mr. Yo is unable to take stone. Now, if Mr. Yo puts up a lot of towers back here, that's going to make things pretty difficult, and in fact, Mr. Yo is doing just that, walling his villagers in, putting up towers here, and that's going to make gathering stone, gold even, pretty difficult for the Viper. Mr. Yo just walling, and Viper here now is going to be struggling to get any gold in this map. Now, he is still, of course, going to be able to make scouts if he puts up a stable, but at the moment, he does not have the wood to do that, and I'm certainly very concerned for the Viper here. Sticking up a house, of course, that's going to slow down his wood income even more, and Mr. Yo preparing to abort his tower on the right going up, and these villagers taking a little bit of a beating as well. Mr. Yo going to come in with his scout, and that tower, look at that, just being built there, and it's already burning to a crisp. My goodness me. Mr. Yo going to get a lot of damage onto these villagers here. Another villager going down, and this scout seems to be invincible. What a play from Mr. Yo so far, and Viper getting royally messed over so far. 4 fishing ships advantage for the Viper here though, and that's pretty significant. So it does seem to me like Mr. Yo definitely thought about this map and thought about his strategy on this map, which is a good thing. There's that stable from the Viper at last. And he's going to need it because he's going to want to get the center. But the problem here, the real issue here, is that without getting any gold in the middle, Viper cannot go up to the castle age unless he builds a market. And if he builds a market and sells some resources, then he can get the gold. But he's asking now in the chat, are you supposed to get gold around your base? But no, absolutely 0 gold available at the base. And I think Viper needs to do his map research a little bit more before playing these maps, as he probably wouldn't have made this mistake otherwise. Now, the real difficulty here is going to be getting gold, like I said. If Mr. Yo just continues to tower this up, it's going to be so difficult for Viper to get in there. Even if he builds scouts now and starts sending them into the middle, if there's so many towers, they're just going to get wrecked. They are not going to be able to deal with it. So Viper, sure, he's going to be making a few scouts. He might be able to come and hit Mr. Yo's economy a little bit. Mr. Yo so far, though, pretty defended, and you know, he's got enough wood and enough stone that if he wants to, he could put some more towers up in his wood line and keep his villagers nice and safe that way. On the left side, he knows what's good. He sees these trees through the fog of war being chopped. It's like he just has this sixth sense. He knows what's up, and he's going to put a tower up there in range of those villagers gathering the wood. Viper, well, he's actually got enough stone to put a counter tower up, but he's not placed a single tower just yet. So far, not noticing this on the left side. There we go. Now he's noticed, but it's too late. He can't get another tower up in time. And now, once again, forced away from the wood which is not good. So 4 scouts out, and he's coming forwards now with 5 villagers as well. It looks like he's going to try and take down this tower here. If he could do that, that would actually be pretty good. And if he surrounds it with villagers and scouts, he's probably going to take it down pretty quickly. Mr. Yo going to probably end up gathering inside it, trying to wall it up as quickly as he can to prevent this surround. Looks like Viper's going to get that. And that's the key thing to remember in a tower rush. Just don't panic, and you're probably going to be okay. Viper's sitting under that tower there to try and not take any damage, and the tower should go down pretty quickly. We have got more villagers coming in, though, and with all these towers around and so many villagers here, I'm worried that Viper's scouts might not survive this. The tower there being brought down, but there's a lot of villagers from Mr. Yo as well, and that first scout's down. Viper bringing in 2 more as well, though, the north, but still, this could be a pretty messy fight. The tower being repaired by Mr. Yo. Mr. Yo bringing all of his villagers into the battle right now. My god, these guys love their villager fights, don't they? I mean, this is like the second massive villager fight we've seen in this game. Who is coming out on top, though? That is the question. Well, Viper at the moment has 34 population. Mr. Yo has 32. Viper does have a lot of fishing ships, though. And Mr. Yo keeping that tower alive. But the question is, how long for? It's flitting back and forth. It's so close to going down, but just enough health coming on it to keep it alive. Mr. Yo desperately keeping that one up and adding in a couple of spears here to counter the scouts from Viper. But Viper is so in trouble if he can't get the gold. That's the problem. And that tower, it survived. Mr. Yo, 35 population. The Viper on 36. And now we've got an archery range on the right side from Viper here. Viper losing villagers, though. And now he is down a villager. And considering that he actually has quite a few fishing ships back here. Considering that fact, he's actually down a villager at the moment. So, obviously, his villagers on the land pretty weak, getting taken down pretty quickly. And how did Mr. Yo keep that tower alive? I'd love to know, but that was pretty impressive? Impressive, that's the word I was looking for. So, Viper's still making the scouts. That's pretty much all he can do. Maybe you're going to switch into some skirmishers now. But even still, it's going to be tough for him to come out of this in a good position. Still, Viper has got the population lead, and it's not over until it's over. Mr. Yo now actually adding in an archery range as well, but the difference here is Mr. Yo has access to gold, so he could add archers and start to counter-attack Viper. He could even add more towers and put them in defensive locations around his base to keep his villagers nice and safe. There it is, the defensive tower that we talked about earlier on. Expected, I guess. Viper could get a villager kill here, though, and that would be pretty good for him. He needs to get some villager kills, draw things level, you'd think, but he's actually ahead in villager count at the moment as well. So this is very strange. Like, you don't expect that the Viper would have a score lead here, but he does, and he's actually not in a bad position at all. Well, he's in a pretty bad position, but he's not in as bad a position as he perhaps could be. Skirmishers now coming in for a piece of the action, and the tower goes up. The question is now, how long will Viper sit under here, and how many villagers and how many units will he lose? Well, Mr. Yo's up to his old tricks again, bringing every single villager into the fight. It's so difficult to see what's going on. I don't know how they know which villagers are doing what, but so far, Viper now really pulling ahead. 5 villagers in the lead, 11 population in the lead. And Mr. Yo has got to be losing out here. Surely, you would think he'd be losing out. This skirmisher's able to tank it, and Viper just called GG. My goodness me. Wow, what a game. A really fast game right there. But the question really is here, was the Viper that far behind? Well, looking at it from this point, if we just compare things just at face value, Mr. Yo's got 33 population. He's got 31 villagers, right? Viper, he's got 44 population. He's got 37 villagers. He's got a lot more villagers out, and even if he lost these 4 here, he'd still have the villager lead. But Mr. Yo did have the middle, and I guess Viper was really struggling to take that, and he knew that, I guess, if he wasn't able to take the middle, then it would have been very difficult. But I can't help but feel like if he'd have made some skirmishes, like he was doing, played a little defensively, build a market and sold some resources, then maybe, just maybe, he'd be able to reach the castle age, get a ram out, and take these towers down, because his economy was clearly in the lead. He clearly had more economy. He actually had more resources in the bank as well. So I don't know. I feel like that could have been a little bit of a waste from Viper there, giving that point up, and that's going to make the series 4-3. It's pretty close, guys. This is a best of 9, as we know. So 4-3 means that still the next game will be match point. But if Yo gets the next game, he can bring it completely level once again. And there you have it. Game number 6. Was that game number 6? No, that was game number 7. My bad. So that's game number 7. So there we go. Let's come back now and put the point up